Doing it. Doing it.
I'm doing it and doing it and doing it again.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the 863 Sports Buzz with your hosts, Donnie Mac and Marshentime, coming at you live. We're going to be going over some of the greatest running backs of all time. We're going to do a draft, 10 each, and then a playoff bracket NFL style. See who wins. But first, let's talk about some NFL. Donnie Mac, what you think about the NFL going on right now?
Man, there's a lot of craziness going on that we did not expect to happen over the first not only two, but 3 weeks of football,
Very
man.
true.
We're watching rookie quarterbacks just do something special in the
That's going
NFL.
crazy.
It's
100%.
getting me excited. We watched the Indianapolis Colts beat Lamar Jackson in Baltimore this past week. We watched
Yeah, with Gardner
Arizona.
Minshew. Gardner
Yeah,
Minshew, man.
Gardner as a
Telling you.
backup quarterback. I mean, we're watching all this
Oh,
craziness going on right now. It's hard not to talk about it. The coaching when it comes to Green Bay and New Orleans, the coaching to go for it for two when you're
listen,
down by
man.
three
You're
scores.
talking about coaching. We got to talk
That's
about Oakland.
oh man,
What is going through their heads? Why
I
are you
don't
kicking
know.
a field goal like that? I'm sorry, man. Like even if you kick the field goal and give them the ball back, you're not going to get any better field position because you were already there.
You're already there.
So
Yeah.
why are you doing that? Like that just didn't
Why?
make any sense to me. But
Why
I
not?
had to
Yeah.
throw that in there.
Well, not
Yeah.
only that, was you're talking about coaching. You put a coach on the hot seat this past week on Thursday, and you know what? In my opinion, even though they got the win this past week, he's still on the hot seat late
Ooh.
in that game. Did you
Yeah,
see what
yeah,
he did
you're
late in
right.
that game?
You're right.
We all know Sean Payton's burning, but
Whoo,
man,
yeah, Sean Payton. Oh, oh, I mean,
we
we're not
this
even talking
guy
about him
here.
right now.
If it wasn't for Kirk Cousins, he's still on the
Hey,
hot seat.
losing
You
prime
know,
games. Yeah,
if
that's
it,
true.
yeah,
That's true.
you're in second down, he shoots to the end zone. They're 14 yards away from winning this game. Winning
No,
this
you,
game.
dude, I've never understood it. I'm gonna be honest. I don't understand it. And
LeVay, I'm
Minnesota,
telling
like
you.
they're still throwing me off too. Like I don't understand what Minnesota's doing, but they gotta fix something. Like I don't know what's going on.
Well, you called it last week, and that's props to you. This past Thursday in our PITA round, you called it. If you put the game in Kirk Cousins' hands, you
It's
called
not
it.
gonna
He's
win.
not that guy. He's
Nope,
not
you're
going to
not gonna win.
win. He
You're not
proved
gonna
your
win.
point this past Sunday. He proved your
Yeah,
point.
I
So
agree with that.
kudos
I
to
would
you
prove
when
it.
you say that. But
I
coaching
know. You know,
throughout
some guys
throughout
can.
the NFL, it is coming down to coaching. New Orleans, I'm sorry. They did have Derek Carr go down with a shoulder injury, and that's not good. Jameis Winston coming up, but they were up 17-0. If it wasn't for the coaching each time they scored, going for two, they do not win that game. They tie it, possibly go into overtime and lose it. You know,
That is
we're
true.
not talking about them winning. So that is kudos. And coaching when it comes to Miami Dolphins and the Denver
Oh man,
Broncos,
dude.
they are the complete opposite.
Yeah.
You
Oh
know,
my.
what? And I'm saying coaching because at the end of that game, Mike McDaniels did a
Mm,
very classy thing. He could have set
he
the
did.
all-time points record in the NFL, but he grew up, per se, lack of better words. He grew up in Denver and he learned a lot of stuff through his coming up, and that is a classy
No, that
coach.
was a
Even though
classy decision. I mean,
he
don't get me
pulled
wrong.
his quarterback in the third quarter, dude.
He did, and it wasn't really their fault that their third string, running back was getting 50-yard gains.
Yeah.
I mean, they Denver just couldn't stop them. I don't know what Denver has to do, but they have to change their defense all around, or they got to do something. Like I don't even understand. I mean, Miami's defense didn't play perfect, but they played a solid game all around and forced Russell Wilson really to get rid of the ball a lot faster than he wanted to most of the time.
Well,
So they got to figure
here
something out.
here's a classic kudos to where your offense favors your defense. First of all, that defense, they're not lining up to come after them. They're lining up on the back of their heels to stop them. That's all they're trying to
Yeah,
do at this point. You know what I mean? And that's what a really prolific offense, a really potent offense like Miami, that's what they do to you, with or without Jalen Waddle. Okay.
yeah,
Remember when I said that?
that's a good point. That's
That's a big
without
deal.
Jalen Waddle.
I
That's
told you,
without their
man.
number two receiver,
We
and
start
they
we've started
dominated.
to see Archie, their second, their
Oh yeah,
rookie running back.
Devon, dude. That man, I'm
We
telling you,
started to see. Remember when I
he
said
looks
I'm not going
pretty
to talk
good.
too much about this guy until he starts doing what he's going to do? That's not not the last you've seen of him.
I'm
Even when
telling you,
Jeff
man.
Wilson comes in, he will get his carries and touches because
He's good.
he's a pro. He
He's
is a pro.
fast.
He is
Did you
so
see?
fast.
Did you see the
Yes.
top 5 speeds in the NFL this week? You see where they all came from? They were all from Miami.
All in Miami. That's what I
It's
said. They
crazy.
were the fastest NFL team on grass. If you remember, my preseason predictions is everything stayed true, and I'm glad it is. It makes me look and feel very good, nonetheless. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's
But
true. You're preseason. I mean,
I didn't
Tua's
put
looking
that
like
roster
MVP,
together.
so I got to give it to you.
I didn't put that roster together. I just know what I saw last year, and then you took that one key piece that can deliver the ball where it needed to go, and then we got what we got. But now this
Listen.
year is a different story. He's not even getting touched this year.
There's one thing that we got to talk about though with the Miami Dolphins.
Okay,
They've kept Tua up off the ground.
that's
That is the
yeah.
huge key in the Miami Dolphins' success. You keep Tua off the ground, I'm going to be with you, man. I see the Dolphins going to the Super Bowl. I'm excited now. I'm actually getting excited.
You better jump on it. Being a Miami fan as you are, I just love football, and I love really good positions. Running back is one of my favorite positions, and we're going to get down to this bracket here in a minute. But what they're doing down here in Miami is something special. I've never in my life ever seen an NFL team score 70 points in an NFL game. Never in my life have I seen that.
Man. I mean, the last time was 1966.
Yeah. See, I'm not that old.
And it was the Washington Redskins, I think, against the Giants. And they put up the most points ever because it was like 72 to, I think, 43 or something was the score. So it was a crazy scoring game.
Very, very. And Denver scored 20 points in garbage time, so that's not knocking on the defense.
They scored 7 on their second drive, so let's be honest, they did score.
Well, that's true.
7 on the first drive.
One of them, they caught Miami on their heels. That happens. One score, but look what happened to the best defense, arguably the best defense in the league in Dallas, and that wasn't because. That wasn't because Stephon Diggs is out with a torn ACL, which is a heartbreaker for him and that defense, but that Arizona punched him in the mouth and was grinding the whole game. That was the whole game.
And, that's the problem. Just because they're Arizona Cardinals, they're still NFL players.
They're NFL.
They're still the top best players in the world. You can't sleep on any team in the NFL. They can beat you any week if they show up, and you don't. And that's what I think the Cowboys kind of forgot. They forgot, we're the best team in the NFC right now.
They got lackadaisical. That,
and guess what?
Yep, they got punched in the mouth.
In the mouth, exactly.
That's right. It's exactly.
I enjoyed it, but that may be bad for other teams. That may be bad for other teams because Dallas is going to wake up now and they're going to be like, whoa.
Well, that can go one of two things, and we've seen this from Dallas before. We've seen this from Dallas before. They got lackadaisical after they thought they was good, and then they never really 100% rebounded. They made the playoffs, but they never 100% rebounded to that stellar level. We've seen them play in the last 2 weeks. They gave up the combined, 10 points in the last 2 weeks, the other teams, and now all of a sudden Arizona comes. I mean, they go roll into Tempe, Arizona. And they pull a 28 spot on them, but Arizona did the same thing to the other NFC team that they saw last week, and they put up a 28 spot on them. So it shouldn't have been a secret.
True.
Dallas got lackadaisical, and it's going to be very interesting whether or not they can, like you say, whether or not they bounce back and wake up when they got to play some teams, because they got to play San Francisco in 2 weeks. And right now, I'm taking San Francisco.
Listen, hey, that's the question I'm going to bring into you. I'm throwing this question out to you right now. Right now, NFL Super Bowl happens right now. Who are you picking? Who are you winning? Who's winning right now? This week.
Wow. Right now, this week, number one, San Francisco. Number one, that's the only team I can envision. When you say Super Bowl right now, to me, that NFC's just got stamps all over my brain. It's very hard to get past that. The NFC is so freaking good right now. AFC, it's got to be the Dolphins. I can't go away from that, and that's the obvious choice. If somebody can outscore this team or even stop them, show me. Because Buffalo's not going to do it. They're not going to do it. They're not going to do it. I agree. Look what the Jets did to Buffalo in week 1. Okay. Buffalo cannot stand there and say they feel comfortable playing Miami at this point in the season. They can't.
Listen, they should be happy they're playing Miami this early in the season. Because Miami still got a little kinks, especially in their defense that they're
They
working
got to
out.
play him the last game of the season too.
Listen, with Jalen Ramsey comes back,
Hmm.
Miami is a scary, scary team. If they keep this up, I'm with you on your preseason picks, man. I'm with you. I'm like, I got to change all mine, I guess. So, hey, I'll give you something that you at least can win that. You can't win any of our drafts, but.
And I'll at least say this: it's not sewed up for San Francisco. They haven't
It's
showed
not.
any flaws or any problems. However, we have saw that the Philadelphia Eagles are going through their temper tantrums already.
Yeah,
And
it
they're still
seems like
2 and
it.
0. They're still 2 and 0. That's the big thing.
Yeah.
If they get on the same page and they get their wide receivers on the same page and not pitching hissy fits on the sideline over there, even though they're winning, they're still mad. They want to be involved. That's what great players do. But once that starts meshing, that $255 million that they paid to Jalen Hurts starts paying off. We're looking at a different NFC standings, man. We're going to have a
And
battle over there.
Trey Swift went off last week. I mean,
He is a monster.
I'm excited to see what he does this week. I'm really excited for it. So.
And they got a pass rush that's pretty much out of this world. Brock Purdy's going to have fun with that pass rush.
Listen, but the problem is Jalen Hurts just as much fun with the 49ers pass rush.
Hey, that's pretty.
Those two teams are so evenly matched. I think it's going to be a great game when
it really is.
Playoffs, I'm going to be honest.
And here's the big factor for me, though. I really see. I think we've seen the best of the 49ers at this point in the season. I think we've seen the best that they have to offer. We haven't seen that from Philadelphia yet.
I don't know if we have or not, man. I'm going to be honest.
I feel that way. Though.
I
feel
San Francisco has another gear in defense.
You think so?
Their defense has been good, but they haven't been San Francisco good yet.
That's a good point, too. That's a good point.
They may have another gear in defense, man. So be ready.
That's
for
a
that.
very good point. That's a very good point.
The defense even better. Ooh, scary, scary, scary.
All right, so we burned up a couple of minutes talking about the NFL nowadays. Anything you want to say about college real quick before we move on? Because there's some big things are happening in college. Do you want to throw some happiness out there? Do you want to shed some shade out there? Do you want to do any of that?
I don't know what you're talking about, man. I don't know what you're talking about. Listen, all I gotta say is Notre Dame put 11 players on the field. What are you doing? Like, I couldn't believe that, man. You guys got so lucky.
That was a big, hard-fought game right there. That was a hard-fought game.
That was horrible.
Remember when I said the offensive line, defensive line is going to control that game? That's what happened. That's what you saw.
Out of your mind.
A boring football game, old school, hit them in the nose, last minute of the game. We control the offensive line. Take this. You know what's coming.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
You know what I mean? That's what happened.
Listen. All I gotta say is 10 guys. You guys got lucky. I don't know why.
Yeah, that kind of
gets this lucky stuff happening. I'm just saying.
It must be luck for 30 and 50 years running, man, because they're always there. They're always there. You just can't shed that crazy nut, man. You can't shed him. You can't shed that crazy nut. But on the other half now, you saw a very good Florida State University team play a very good game against the Clemson Tigers, which that game was everything I expected. I took FSU to go to the national championship this year. I did. You watch those Utah Utes come out barely on top in a game they may not have won, but their defense came through too. But the whole deal, the ACC, the Clemson Tigers gave them everything they wanted. But Jordan Travis, like I said, that dude is a Heisman candidate. Jordan Travis in overtime.
No, you're right.
Clutch, dude. Clutch.
Now I'll give you that one. You're right on that one. You're right on that one.
That's all. Well, that's not wrong or right. That was just awesome to see, man. That was very cool to see.
Listen, I'm excited for Florida State. I will admit. I mean, you can see it up there. It's got the big sign. I'm ready for it. I want them to win the ACC. But most importantly, I want them to beat Florida and beat Miami, and I'll be happy then, okay? So that's all I'm gonna leave that at that though.
Well, both of those teams are really good now too. So I mean, that's you're right. You got a lot of hurdles to walk through. So does Ohio State, and when we're talking about that, they got a lot of top 25 ranked teams they got to play too. And I'm really believing in Washington right now. Them Washington Huskies, those guys are really rolling. And I really want to see them get through that Pac-12 and surprise a lot of people.
Yeah, that'll be. I'm gonna be honest. I'm ready for that. And
The
hey, we
Oregon
got to talk about
Ducks,
Colorado though too, real
yeah,
fast.
the Oregon Ducks, we can't say enough about what they did. Is it what they did or is it what Colorado didn't do? Is that the question? We'll find out this week, nonetheless, Marshentime, when they meet the Southern California Trojans.
Just saying. Rated. Reason they were not doing well. So I'm just gonna leave that.
I mean, and we will throw that TCU game out there. TCU was highly overrated and highly overranked at that time.
Yeah.
But it's happening again. It's happening.
Pretty bad. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. I hope this is for their sake and for their confidence sake to get through that Pac-12 because they've already won 2 more games than what they should have won this year. I mean, they only won 1 game last year. They were 1-11, but I hope they put up a fight just for those players' sake. But that Jordan Travis, that guy's something else, man. They talk about Shador Sanders. They talk about all these other. Yeah, this guy's on a national level. We're going to see it big time.
I agree. All right, so we talked about NFL. We talked about college. Is there anything else you want to talk about before we get into this little draft that we got?
We should probably talk about a little bit of baseball. Tampa Bay Rays clinching the playoffs. So Baltimore Orioles clinching the playoffs. We should talk about a few of those things, but it's not as exciting as this draft we're going to do right now. So we promise you Thursday night, catch us Thursday night, right around the same time, 7:00, 30 minutes short. We will make sure we give you the full scoop on the playoff search right now. Heading into October for baseball, what to expect, what we think is going to happen. And so forth. So tune in Thursday live, YouTube 863 Sports Buzz.
Yes, sir.
Until then, we're going to sign off on Daily Sports right now. We're going to do a little fun thing we call Donnie Mac kicking some ass.
Hey. What's your record? What's your record? Hey, come on. What's
5-0, baby. 5-0.
Yeah, 0-3, buddy. 0-3. We're about to make it 0-4. But I mean, we'll let it slide. I got the spinner up here. We're gonna go see who goes first for our draft. You know how this works. We're gonna talk about it real fast. We're gonna do a 10-player draft. Each player gets 10 players. Whoever goes first, it's gonna be a snake draft. So if he goes first, I'll get the 2nd and 3rd pick. He'll get the 4th and 5th pick. We'll keep going back and forth. At the end of this, we're going to do a bracket, an NFL style bracket. So we're going to take a random number generator. We're going to put 7 names. We're going to get 7 names out of it. We're going to put it on the board, or 6 names. 6 names. I don't know why I said 7. 6 names out of our 10. Put them on the board, and we're going to go against each other to see who wins. Did I miss anything?
I think you pretty much nailed it. We've got 6 or 7 different. We're really scoring in.
Yeah, I got that up here.
Yeah, very important to them. But as far as that,
yards per attempt, yards per game, we have the PITA. Yeah. We have intimidation factor. We put that in there for running backs, which is going to be fun.
That's a new one because the intimidation deal. And for us, it's a big deal, and I'm gonna explain that a little bit, not a whole lot elaborate explanation behind that, but intimidation factor back before 1990 and 80, back in the 80s, they didn't tackles or yards after contact or anything like that. That's where a lot of our intimidation factors coming in because we watch Walter guys break a lot of tackles, Earl Campbell break a lot. That's what they did. They broke that, but it's not recorded. So that's kind of a bummer.
Intimidation factor. It's going to be our, quick little 30-second thing, just like our PITA. Our PITA is a little bit longer, but that's going to be our fun little 30-second thing where who we think we would be more afraid of. That's running at us. If this guy's running at me, I'm getting out of the way. So.
Right, so Marshentime, before we take off. What website do you use to research all of our stats and everything?
List. I use the.
Reference. I
That's what
use
I
that most
use.
of the time. Okay, that's what.
I use the pro reference, and
Any
it's
of
a
our
very good
listeners
site.
want to check that along at any
Yeah,
point
go in
during
there
that,
and
they
look
can
it
go
up, man.
check
It's
it
got some
out.
cool little
Yeah.
things. All right, we're going to share this little spinner to see who goes first. All right, here we go. Spin it. You get to go first, my friend.
I'm trying to get my computer to load over. Yeah.
All right.
My number one pick's pretty easy though.
Number one pick's pretty easy, huh? He says that now until he loses, guys. He's had the number one pick 2 out of the 3 times, and he's lost both times. Just want to point that out, guys. Just want
And
to
the
point
one
that out.
time that I really needed and was really prepared for it, that was the one time that I didn't get the number one pick.
Yeah, you know what? Who did I get on that? Who did I get in that draft?
Yeah, we
Who did I
all
get in the
know.
draft?
We all know the GOAT. You got the
If
GOAT
you don't
himself.
know, I got MJ. Go check it out. Best front court players. You know, just saying. Go ahead.
All time here.
All time, buddy. All time. I got my little 3 lists here that I got right here. So just want to make sure you had all this ready here.
I don't even know what I'm
Shuffle my
doing
lists
anymore.
up here. I know, you're slow, so it's all good. Our listeners understand you're getting old, so.
This is probably something I should have been doing 30 minutes ago, but
it's you had to take a nap before the podcast. I understand.
all right. I'm not. I really want to draft this with my heart, to be honest with you. I really want to draft this with my heart, but there's a lot of stats that say if I do that, I'm going to get my butt kicked.
Hey, you never know, man. What you got?
One, I'm going to go with Walter Payton.
Walter Payton, number 1. I like the pick. I like the pick.
I'm going to go with number 1, Walter Payton.
It. Okay, Walter Payton off my list. I like it. Let me make a little list over here for you. So you got Walter Payton. All right, well, you got Walter Payton, so I get the number 2 pick and number 3 pick, right?
Yeah, you're going to double down. So who you taking off of my left?
Listen, man, I'm looking at my picks.
Don't give me no Franco Harris right now.
I want to go with the guy who has 104.3 yards per game. Just saying, Jim Brown.
I was going.
I'm taking Jim Brown.
That's a good pick, Jimmy. 12,000 career. So. He's one of few running backs that didn't play very long neither. He played like 8 or 9 years.
He had 106 touchdowns.
He had 106.
He had a lot of fumbles though. A lot of fumbles, which is
he had quite a bit of them. I did see that though.
Now I'm looking at my second overall pick. It's between 2 people. 2 people.
Well, you can only have one.
I'm looking at. I'm deciding here. Do I go for yards per game or do I go for touchdowns? But so what I'm going to go with yards in games and yards per attempt and Barry Sanders.
Yeah, that's a very good pick. That's a solid pick. That was my next pick, Marshentime. I can't say not. There's not a whole lot of argument
not anymore
because
you lost. Go ahead. What you got for your number 2 and 3?
My 2 and 3, I've got to follow you with that. I got to go with the yards guy, a guy that played 14 years and has got multiple Super Bowls. I got to go Emmitt Smith. Stats-wise, Emmitt Smith was very good in this category, and I just hope he makes this bracket because he's got a shot to win.
Listen, that's the big thing. He may not even make it.
Yeah, he may not even make this bracket. The next guy, this is very, very, very difficult here, this next pick. I had to take Emmitt out of your hands because I know he was one of your next picks.
Of course.
But the next 2 guys they're very, very similar in the running style.
Okay.
One's played a lot longer than the other, and I'm not going to take the other, but I'm going to take AP at this point, Adrian Peterson.
AP in your 3rd overall pick.
My 3rd overall pick, only because his touchdowns his yards per carry,
That's true.
and has how long he's played. He's played a long, long time.
That is true. You're right on that one. You're right on that one. Listen, you went AP. I like the pick. I'm going to switch it up a little bit. You know, about a little bit about power running backs. I'm going to talk about more of a finesse running back right here, who was shifty, who could catch the ball really well. We're going to go with Damian Tomlinson.
Yeah, that was my other pick. So that's
go
why I said they
buddy.
were very similar in what they did throughout their career
You, man.
and was able to do, because AP got a lot of screens that he took to the house too.
Oh yeah, 100%. Now I'm looking. You know, there's some interesting people still out there. I'm going to go back again per attempt. I'm going to go with a guy who didn't play as long, you know, so he doesn't have as many TDs. But I'm going to go with Terrell Davis.
Oh, wow.
Hey, man, he averaged 97.5 yards per game. 4.6 yards per attempt.
Terrell Davis, good. Hey, he was a very good running back. He was like, Clinton.
Yeah,
recognition for what he did.
They just didn't play long enough, man.
They just didn't play long.
If he would have played longer, you'd be talking about top 5 even.
Sure, no.
All right, buddy, your pick.
So I got to double down here then.
You got to double down, buddy. Double it down.
I got to go to my next no-brainer. He's a Hall of Famer too, I believe. Yeah, he's a Hall of Famer now. Marshall Faulk. I'm going to go Marshall Faulk. Yeah.
Marshall Faulk. I like it. That's a good one.
Here.
Okay. It's a good pick. Good pick. What's your number 5?
It's a tough one. Number 5. He's another guy that's a while now. He's played a little while longer. It's taking him some time to get it. But I'm going to go Marcus Allen on this one.
Marcus Allen. All right. I like it.
Do you like it?
I do. I really appreciate it, actually. I'm going to be honest. I really appreciate it. So thank you for taking them. I'm going to be honest. Because you know who you left out? You left out Eric Dickerson, man.
I'm not done yet.
You left out Eric Dickerson.
Yeah, I mean.
So I'm going to take Eric Dickerson, buddy.
Go with Marcus on that one. I was actually not going to go with Eric on the next one either, but that's a good call. Yeah.
Listen, man, 90.8 yards per game, 4.4 yards per attempt, 90 touchdowns, 6 Pro Bowls, 13,000 total yards, and he was a 2,000-yard rusher.
Well, yeah, he was.
Not go for him.
He's a 2,000-yard rusher,
man. I'm saying.
Hey, how many fumbles did he have in his career?
He had quite a few fumbles.
I know.
Fumbles, but you know what?
I know he had a lot of them.
He had fumbles, but
when you run like him, I guess it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, exactly. You know, now I'm looking at my list here, and I'm going to go with a little bit, you know, of my heart thing here. You know, we were talking about our hearts. You know, you took AP, I took LT. You know, I wanted the touchdowns a little bit more, and I'm looking at my list here for touchdowns. You know, we never really brought this guy in, but I've loved how he played. You know, he was the pre-beast mode Sean Alexander.
Good one. Seattle.
100
Big
TDs,
time.
man.
Yeah.
100 TDs.
Big time in Seattle.
All right, buddy. What you got?
My man did his deal. Right now, I'm going to lean on more yard image. More though, okay. I've been doing that. Emmitt Smith, Walter Payton, Marcus Allen.
Yeah.
These guys all yard from scrimmage. You got LT. I got Marshall Faulk. The next guy I'm going to take is Frank Gore. I have to take this guy in this draft. I'm going to take Frank Gore because he played for the better part of 15 years. He's got almost 20,000 yards from a lot of receiving and rushing touchdowns. I have to take this guy here.
Listen, man. The only problem was with Frank Gore, only 66 yards per game because he played so long.
He didn't have a whole lot of them.
So that's all. I just want to throw that out there, you know. But listen, all right, who you got for next one, bud?
My next one, I'm going to go with. He didn't play very long, 12 years.
Okay.
tied second in Buffalo history for yards per scrimmage from scrimmage. It's Thurman Thomas. I got to go Thurman Thomas.
Thurman Thomas, okay. I like it. I like it. I'm looking at this, and I really got to go with my heart here on these picks. I got my top 6 here, so I'm an 8th pick. I'm going to go with a running back that's playing right now. He didn't have a great week this week. Actually, had a really bad week this week. But you got to give him credit. He's a 2,000-yard rusher, and he's still got so many years left in him. King Henry, Derrick Henry. I'm taking him as my 7th pick.
That's a good pick.
Now,
we tiered him. We put him up there pretty high.
Yeah, I mean, what can you say about the guy? He's an intimidation factor. He's a big dude. I'm just saying.
Big dude.
Like, he's kind of scary. I'm gonna be honest. I wouldn't want to be facing him.
There's not a lot of linebackers that want to hit them in their career.
No, I wouldn't want to hit. I wouldn't want to hit him. I'm just gonna kind of sidestep and be like, "There you go, end zone." All right, now I'm going. Oh man, I'm looking at 2 people here on my list that I really like and I really want. Man, who do I take? Who's got 3 more touchdowns? I'm gonna go Earl Campbell.
Oh, that's a good one. That was my next pick.
Earl Campbell.
How you feel that you snagged that one out from underneath me there?
I mean, it's pretty good. I mean, I was torn between him and another guy, but Earl has the more touchdowns, so I'm going to go with Earl. That's how I kind of decided that last one.
I would go.
Who you got, man? Your 8 and 9 pick coming up.
Man, one left on the board. Enticing, and I got to choose very decisively here. My first pick, I'm going to go further down my list, though, only because he played in a short 10 years also, but his yards per carry were pretty good, and that's O.J. Simpson.
O.J. Simpson. All right. That's a good pick, because I thought about him. He was the one that was between him and Earl Campbell, I'm going to be honest.
Okay, my next one, a little odd, but the guy in 11 years of playing, his yards per carry and his touchdowns were pretty good, and that was Steven. I'm going to go with Steven Jackson right here.
Steven Jackson. Wow. Okay. I'm kind of shocked on that one.
He wasn't even on your list, was he?
No, he was not. I'll give you that one, buddy. Steven Jackson. I looked at him because he was on one of these sheets, but I'm like, I don't really want to give him. Listen,
he only had
we're going for my number 9
fumbles, so that's
pick, right? Number 9 and number 10. I am going old school with these running backs, and I'm going with intimidation factor. My last 2 picks are going to be all intimidation. I'm going with the Miami Dolphin back, who everybody was scared of. Larry Zonka. I got to, man. I have to. It's just he just has to be in there for intimidation factor. So we're putting him in here. Now, my number 10 pick. This is where it gets tough. Clinton Portis, and I love Franco Harris. I'm going to go with the TDs in this, and I'm going to go with Franco Harris.
Yeah, Franco had a lot more.
So my last pick, Franco Harris. All right, buddy, you got 1 pick. Bring it home. Who you got?
I'm going to hit you home on this one, too.
You going to hit me home with this one? All right.
I'm going to hit you home with this one.
All right.
All right, get my computer in good shape.
Hit me home. Who you got?
The hell?
Sorry, takes a little time, guys. He's old.
No, I promise you I had it. Man, this is a hard one. This is a hard one. I'm getting to it.
It's your last pick, man. You got to be careful.
I know. That's what
You
I'm
got to bring it home.
trying to be extra. Okay. Man, he's got a lot more touchdowns than a lot of guys on my list, and I'm torn between two guys, and I want to go with the OG, but I want to go with the new G.
Uh-oh.
I'm gonna do it, man. Alone. I'm gonna take Jerome Bettis.
Jerome Bettis. I like it, man. You know, I took Franco. You got to take Jerome. I like it. I like it, man.
I had to take him. I had to match your beef style, that intimidation factor.
Listen, man, I had to.
Had the ball.
Didn't have it in there. We had to throw it in there.
He had the ball in the goal for too fearful. Larry's.
I agree.
What was happening? And you're going to try and stop it. You got to try and stop it.
Listen, hey, you guys let us know who you think's going to win this draft before we do this bracket before we do it, because I think we already know who's going to win, but it's not going to be Donnie.
Donnie Mac is the king. You know? He is the king.
All right, now we're going to go through this, and we're going to go into a little number generator here that's going to pick out our 6 players that go on this board to see who wins. All right, so we're going to go into here and let me share the screen real fast so nobody thinks, you know, I helped him out. All right, there we go. All right, so mine is the top numbers. Donnie Max is the bottom.
This is his first time, so give him a...
Whoa. Sir, it is up. It is ready. It's not my fault. Your computer's slow. Like, yeah, you hush over there. All right, we're going to hit the spin. So how it goes, this number 6, it would be my first seed. This number 8 would be his first seed. And it's going to go back, you know, it's going to go all the way down and all the way down for him. And then we're going to run this bracket, and we're going to see who wins. Of course, that's going to be me, but I'm going to run it now. We'll see how it happens. You get your number 1 pick, sir. And I do not get my number 1 pick. Wow, you got lucky. I don't get Jim Brown. Man, he always gets lucky somehow, guys. I'm telling you.
Oh, I'm getting lucky. I am 0 for 3. Getting lucky.
And you still lose.
If I would have gotten the GOAT, no, because in our baseball draft, if you remember, my number 1 and my number 2 pick did not make it.
That's true. Oh, no, you're right.
Yeah, it is. I know I'm right.
Hey, man, I'm gonna share this screen. I want you to talk a little bit about the stuff while I make this little bracket here for us. All right?
Okay, let's do this.
Go ahead and you talk about this for a little while. You know.
Since we're talking about running backs, we're talking about running backs, so we're talking about intimidation factors, and one of the biggest intimidation factors, it had to be back when you were old school, like Marshentime was saying, Larry Zonka. That has to be one of the guys that come to mind. You look across the line of scrimmage and you see a guy like that staring down on you and drooling out the mouth with one tooth poking out of his lip. I mean, that's kind of scary, man. That's kind of scary. Jerome Bettis was another one. One of them that had a lot of touchdowns in his career. A beast, and I'm going to say 2 of them, and that's beast mode. That's Marshawn Lynch. We didn't draft him. He had a lot of touchdowns in his career. So this guy was an intimidation factor. Another one, you can follow that up with Mike Allscott. Another guy that had a lot of touchdowns. Intimidation factor when he had the ball. He was a fullback, but he carried the ball like a halfback, and he would run linebackers over. Full-grown all-star linebackers.
That is true.
Of course, we drafted Barry. We got Emmett in there. Walter Payton, Eric Dick, Campbell. We drafted all. rates when we're talking about. You did hint on Clinton Portis a little bit. Another name that I saw on the list that had a lot of touchdowns was Priest Holmes. Priest Holmes didn't get a lot of attention doing in Kansas City for the longest part of his career. Priest Holmes is very, very good. And you can get into your later running backs also. One of the running backs was even coming out of Georgia when he was drafted. Sean Marino, I really liked him early in his career. Even Willie McGahee before he got injured.
Willis McGahee.
Ohio State. He was a very, very explosive running back. Johnson, another 2,000-yard running back that we did not mention that needs an honorable mention. Chris Johnson was electric. When we watched him in Tennessee before Derrick Henry came along, this guy was very explosive on a screenplay, running the Russian title holder. So, I mean, he obviously did. Another Tennessee running back that was there while he was there was Lendell White. I think he initially set the record for touchdowns in a single season. It was soon after broken by somebody else. I believe maybe LaDainian Tomlinson. Didn't you draft him?
Yep, I did. He didn't get in it, but it's okay. I don't need him. I don't need him.
But this is just honorable mention running backs that I'm talking about that were very good.
We didn't talk about one of our favorite running backs either. Who, if he would have stayed in, I'm telling you, probably would have been the greatest of all time. But we're good.
Ricky Williams was. I already knew who you were talking about. Even when he got drafted with the Saints, went to Miami, got laid off for a couple of years, came back and was picked up right where he left off with a 1,000-yard rush.
Yeah,
that was awesome. Even
didn't stop him
when he came in down there. Ronnie Brown was a good honorable. That guy ran hard. He didn't play very long. He's another victim of not so long of a career. But Ronnie Brown was he was the real deal.
He's a beast. I agree.
He was.
All right, man. You ready? I got the bracket ready. It's up and rolling. We got some good first round matchups. We got Barry Sanders against your Frank Gore. We got Marcus Allen against Derrick Henry. We got. Oh wait, I messed up Barry. Why do I have two Barrys?
Matchup down Derrick Henry.
Hang on here. I messed up a little bit here somewhere.
Hey, you get berries.
Yeah, probably do need two berries. We'll be honest.
You're gonna need them.
Larry, who did I mess up here? 7. Where the heck did I mess up at?
I'm sorry, I would help you.
I took out Terrell Davis. That's who it was. It's supposed to be Terrell over here.
TD's a threat now.
Terrell Davis, man. Yep. Here we go. TD. You got to put TD back in there. You know what I mean? He's important. That's important. That would definitely be helpful. I'm gonna be honest. Yeah, but we got Terrell Davis against Jerome Bettis. We got Larry Zonka versus O.J. Simpson. That's kind of an interesting one. You got Walter Payton in the bye, Aaron Dickerson in the bye, Marshall Faulk in the bye, and Franco Harris in the bye. All right, man.
An intimidation factor with Franco.
100%. That's not even a question. All right, let's start it off in the top right. Barry Sanders against Frank Gore. You ready to spin it?
Spin them up.
Let's do it. Here we go. Our first pick is going to be TDs. TDs. What do we got? We got Barry Sanders against Frank Gore. I don't even know if that's. Let's see. Let's go here. My touchdown lane over here. Let's see. Barry Sanders at 99. Oh, you can see Frank Gore in the top 25.
He's not in the top. He's not. I don't see him.
Yeah, he's only got 81. He's at 19.
81. Frank Gore, number 19, tied for 19 with Otis Sanders. Barry. Did we expect anything less?
Starting the trend, though.
Did we expect anything less? Barry against.
Listen.
That's kind of a hard one there.
Yeah, I agree. We're going Marcus Allen though. And we're gonna go Derrick Henry.
Man, this is
There we go. Marcus Allen, Derrick Henry.
Spin them up.
Yards per game. Let's see. What do you guys Marcus Allen's yards per game? I don't think I have that up here real fast.
You got Derrick Henry's?
I got Derrick Henry's. What you got Marcus Allen's? Or do you not have it?
Yards per game. Shut up.
Let's see. Marcus Allen yards per game. Grand total of 55.1.
Yeah, 53.2 is what I see.
No, not yards per game.
Oh my God.
Where do you see 53.2? Where do you see? No, you're seeing success. You're seeing success rate, sir.
Oh.
Good try though. Yeah, but I mean, you yeah. So, I'm sorry, sir. Derrick Henry wins.
Take on out.
80
yards.
Hey,
80 to 50.
You're 0 for 2, buddy. You're 0 for 2.
For now.
Just
for now.
There again for you. All right, we're
Go ahead
spinning
and spin
for the
the
next
wheel.
one. We got Terrell Davis versus Jerome Bettis.
It's going to be a good one. Land on touchdowns, would you?
We're going to go with the yards per attempt.
Yards per game.
Yards per attempt.
Oh
no, yards per attempt. Per attempt. Man, this Terrell Davis is at 4.6. Jerome
That's
Bettis
a lot.
I don't have in here. I don't have Jerome Bettis.
My computer's going to take a half an hour to load. There we go. 3.
Wow! Again, Donnie Mac. Again, Donnie Mac. Donnie Mac down to what? 2 players over right now? 3 players?
Yeah, I'm going to put a speed on it.
All right, moving on, buddy. We got Larry Zonka and O.J. Simpson. Land on intimidation, please. Please land on intimidation. Ah, man, that's not good. I don't even think it's close.
Good for you.
I don't even think it's
I'm
close.
still trying.
Let's see. Where's OJ at here for me? OJ is at 4.7 yards per attempt.
Ooh.
Larry Zonka is at 4.3.
Yeah.
Darn.
Good for Larry, though.
Yeah, I mean, but he's a big dude. I mean, he's hard to bring down. What do you expect?
I didn't think it would
OJ
actually be that high.
on for you, buddy. I'm proud of you. You finally won a round. You know, you lost 3,
Yards
but
per
you won
attempt.
1.
Okay, we still got 3 more to go.
Listen, Marshall Falk, Barry Sanders.
Oh,
This will be.
Wait, how does Barry get Marshall now? Marshall has to get Marshall.
Yeah, but that's because
he
he
had
had
a
a
bye.
bye. Remember, he was your number 1 seed.
Yeah, son of a gun.
Sorry, bud.
I'm going up against Barry right now.
Too
I really
bad,
don't.
buddy.
I'm kind of scared.
I would be too. Yards per attempt.
Oh man,
I'm gonna spin this one again.
This is.
Try to get rid of that for this next one. Let's see. Barry
Now it's
Sanders
gonna
at
land.
5 yards per attempt. Marshall Falk
Fumbles.
is at 4.3. I think you lost, bud. I'm gonna be honest. I think you lost.
That's not too bad. He still had a good chunk per attempt.
Yeah, no, I mean, Marshall Falk had a good.
But
good
OJ
thing, but
beat him though. OJ beat him.
let's just put Barry in here.
I knew I should have drafted.
Hey man.
Where's Walter
Move
at?
on to Franco.
Or somewhere.
He's over here. Yeah, he's over here.
He's over there somewhere.
He's there. Yeah. Franco and Derrick Henry.
I need
Here
Walter.
we go. Ooh,
Frank?
Where's my
Franco.
man? Franco Harris. Franco Harris versus Derrick Henry. Both my players, so you don't have to worry about this one. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh. Ooh. Intimidation factor.
How do you do that, man? You're talking about.
Man?
old school against new school, the intimidation during your new school and your oh my god, man.
Dude, this is kind of crazy.
I mean,
Listen,
oh man,
here's the thing, though. Here's the thing.
You might have to spin that
6'3", 247. 6'3", 247 for Derrick Henry. All right, now we're gonna go look at Franco Harris real fast. Franco Harris 6'2", 230. They're both big dudes. I don't know if we can decide this one, man. Man,
dude, that's like
4.1, 3. Oh, man.
Too hard. That's way too hard. Thing again,
or
do we go to playoffs? Do we go to playoffs?
Do we go to playoffs? I don't know if we can go to playoffs. I'm gonna be honest. That's just kind of tough because Derrick Henry's still playing.
And let's look at it this way, though. Here. This is going to solve your intimidation factor. Okay, is listed as a running back, a halfback. Franco Harris was a fullback. He was
he's still listed as a running back, sir. He was still listed as a running back.
He was a fullback. You look at 9 years out of his playing career, he is.
Listen, but Derrick Henry's bigger.
There's only 1 year that Franco Harris, that's in 1972, that he was listed as a half. The rest of his career was all fullback, man. This guy, he's a different animal. He's a different animal. It's hard to compare those two.
I kind of agree with spinning this again. I'm going to be honest.
I think you got to spin it again, dude.
I feel like I'm with you on that one. Let's spin it again. Let's spin this one again. We're not doing this again. And we're going to go with yards per game. Yards per game. What do we got? Oh, that is going to be Derrick Henry
on that one.
Shot.
Yeah.
Derrick Henry moves on. King Henry's moving on to the conference championships. Now we're going with
if
Eric
there's
Dickerson and Terrell Davis. Here we go. We're spinning it. This is going to be a really good one. I'm very excited about this one.
I think that's another good.
What do we got? Yards per game again. Man. Yards per game. We got Terrell Davis at 97.5. Eric Dickerson at 90.8. Terrell Davis, TD, man.
Wow. TD. I mean, he was rated for his career too, man. He was a workhorse.
It was kind of scary.
That was another Shanahan offense, man.
Yeah, he was kind of scary, man. I enjoyed watching the highlights of him. It's kind of crazy. Listen, now we're moving on. We're moving on to Walter Payton.
What we got now?
OJ. Walter Payton and OJ, just for you, buddy.
We're off again.
I mean, this is the first time. Get out of here.
Let's just roll the dice and get this over with. Walter Payton is going to be facing who after this?
Uh-oh. TDs. Walter Payton with
he's number 5.
110. Wow. That's not even close.
OJ's down the list.
Yeah. Walter Payton. At least you got one person in the conference championship. Can you get one in the Super Bowl this time, bud? We're going to start it off with
OJ's number 51.
Barry Sanders versus Derrick Henry. Barry Sanders, Derrick Henry. Who you got?
Okay. I'm taking Barry all the way, buddy. All the way, Barry wins this.
I would too. Yards per attempt is Barry. I'm almost positive. 5.
Sign him up. That's Barry. Yeah, 5.0 yards per carry. In Detroit. In Detroit in the 90s.
And to be fair, Derrick Henry has a 4.7. That's no slouch.
Yeah, that's not
a slouch, man. That's insane. Hey, we going down to Terrell Davis and Walter Payton, buddy.
This is it, man. We're getting down to the nitty gritty. It's almost done. It's almost over.
Finally, can you get one into the Super Bowl? Finally, you got yards per game.
Oh, who we got?
Oh, wah for Donnie Mac. Terrell Davis, buddy.
97. What did Walter have?
Walter had 88.
No Nikes.
Donnie Mac. I'm sorry, bud. I gotta find my sign, man. Where did my sign go? I gotta change that now. Ugh.
Hey,
I gotta change that.
you
I gotta
forgot
change that
you
at the end of
forgot
this.
you forgot the
I gotta
button
change
on
that,
the
buddy.
screen there. Just hit the spin button.
Did I? What button are you talking about, man? I don't know what you're talking about. You want me to hit a button? All right. For the Super Bowl, we're gonna do best out of three
For the
like we
Super
always
Bowl.
do. Best out of three. Here we go, guys. Barry versus Terrell Davis. Intimidation. Ooh. I like this one for these two players, man.
But there's only one intimidation factor here. You line up as a linebacker, as a defensive back, you line up as a defensive end. Who are you looking for on the other side of the ball?
I don't want to talk
None
Barry Sanders.
other than Barry Sanders. That's it.
I
That's
agree.
the only guy you're looking for, because that's the only guy you got to stop. That's it.
Barry goes up one game. Here we go. Can Terrell Davis bring it back? What's he got? We got yards per game.
Yeah, YPG. This might be this might be a close one.
Wow.
95 to 97.
Terrell Davis has 97. Barry Sanders has 99.8.
Oh my gosh. That
Sanders
is a sweep in the championship.
The win.
I knew I should have drafted that guy.
Barry Sanders is
I should have went with my
greatest
heart,
running back
man.
of all time. Bracket
Should have went
winner.
with my heart.
Thank you for the win
Man.
again, Donnie Mac. I am happy for you. You know, being
Hey,
0-5.
0-4.
0-4 now, right? 0-4? 0-4?
Yeah, something like that. It's getting astronomical, is what it is.
Oh no, I'm just kidding. It's 0-5.
It's getting astronomical. It's like
0-5, Donnie Mac. I'm sorry, sir.
Realistically, it's 0-4, and I messed this draft up, and I knew I should have drafted Barry. Good call on taking Barry. I will tell you that. Listen, I should have went with my heart, but I went with the numbers, and my numbers failed me. Me.
You know, and I didn't even get my number one overall pick, Jim Brown.
No, you didn't. You didn't.
You know,
I would have
I
hated to
just
seen
wanna
him
point
in
that
that
out there,
bracket.
you know?
Barry Sanders would have knocked him out in the second round.
Wow, really? I don't know, man. That would have been an interesting one. Jim Brown was, you know, a tremendous running back. And again, guys, we can't do it all. You know, we can't put them all in there. I wish we could.
Yeah, we try to talk about them.
You know, of course. And we, you know, go back and check out our last episode. You can read all into it. You can see what we picked, who we tiered, where we tiered them. It was fun. It was a blast.
Yep, it sure was. It sure was. What are you thinking about for our next episode? Doing the same thing. What are you thinking about?
Listen, man, we've done running backs, we've done quarterbacks, we've done backcourt, we've done. What else did we do? Oh, pitchers. Ooh,
pitchers.
Man, what do we do? Where do we go?
Do we do sluggers for baseball next? Do we do home run hitters?
Or
do we do offensive catalysts?
Do we do
or we can do front court? I mean, I think we all know who's going to win that one. Just like the GOAT won the front court. I mean, you can't talk about LeBron James even having a competition as a forward with these guys down there. Rebounds, steals,
you don't have
assists.
To centers and stuff, though, man. I'm telling you, if you bring some centers and stuff, if you get a rebound, LeBron's out, LeBron's gone.
He still averages almost double digits for his career in rebounds. So we have to implement some kind of. We got to implement some kind of more scoring around that and come up with a. But I think we do offense for home run hitters in baseball. I think we do
home run hitters. I'm down.
Big bats. I think we do big bats.
I'm down to do big hitters.
We're talking about average home runs, slugging percentage with hitters in position, whip. You know, we do all that.
Man,
I think that would be fun.
You sold me. You sold me. I'm in.
I think that would be fun, man.
I'm ready to draft some big boys. I'm ready to do it, man. I am ready to draft some
That's
big
my
boys.
redemption story. Batters the next time we're out, man. I think we're done here today, dude. We've talked about a lot as far as college football, NFL today, and then we just did the running backs. Marshentime. That was a blast, brother.
Of course, it always is, man. It always is. Listen, I'm proud of beating you like always. And I'm starting to get, it's starting to get hard to show people that this guy knows what he's talking about sometimes.
Well, you
So
got to
listen
have
him, you know,
something.
He's not a bad guy. You know.
You got to have something to look
That's
because
true. I
nobody's
mean, you're right.
nobody's looking forward to your NFL picks. Because let's flash back a couple of
Wow.
weeks here, man.
A couple of weeks, we're tied, man. We're tied.
It doesn't matter. Let's flash back. You
tied.
called me crazy, and I called some long shots, and they've come through. It's going to happen again tonight. On Monday Night Football when the Buccaneers beat the Eagles. Watch that stuff.
This guy, I'm telling you, man, he's crazy. I mean, the Eagles are already beating the Buccaneers 10-3. So, you know, just get rid of your
10-3 is nothing. That's why they play 4 quarters. Let's roll this, man.
Hey, man. Sign us off, Donnie Mac. Sign us off, buddy.
Hey, until next, catch us Thursday night, A63 Sports Buzz Podcast, live Thursday night, 7 o'clock. We'll do the same thing and a shorter version. Hitting on all today's sports, what's going on today. Until then, that's Marshentime. I'm Donnie Mac. Peace out.